Hey everybody, it's Ron and Debbie. We're back for another edition of Ask Ron. All right, Ron, first question is from Anthony Bunce from New York.
Hi, Anthony.
I live in Rochester, and years ago when I took my real estate license, I thought I remembered being taught that wraparound mortgages were illegal. I don't seem to find that anywhere when I search the internet, so I was just wondering if you know of any places that a wraparound mortgage cannot be used.
The reason I don't know of any, Anthony, is because there aren't any. So I don't know where you got that information from, but it's just not correct. Wraparound mortgages work in all 50 states. Well, sort of. Some states are deeds of trust states, some deeds of states are mortgage states, but wraparound devices work in all states, including Canada. Up there they call it an agreement for sale.
Okay. Next is from Jason Ham from Gettysburg, Pennsylvania.
Hey, Jason.
What has been proved to be the most effective and efficient way to locate potential tenant buyers? I currently work full-time in non-real estate, so time is limited just like everyone else.
Let me answer.
Okay.
The most important thing you can do is put pointer signs to the house. You'll need about 15 of them per house. They should contain an arrow, try to get that pointing toward the house. There should be a phone number in the middle of the arrow, and then your unique selling proposition needs to be on the sign. Mine say, lease purchase, no banks, poor credit okay. That's all it says with the phone number and the arrow pointing toward the sign. You'll get 3 times as many calls on those ugly handwritten signs as you will any other thing you do. We also, of course, have our virtual assistant run ads on all kinds of websites. We know what sites to run on wherever you live, and we get calls from that. But I'll tell you, we'll get way more from the signs than anything else. Remember, that's pointer signs, not the one in front of the house, the ones pointing to the house.
Okay, next is from Hannah York from Lawrenceville, Georgia.
Hey, Hannah.
Do I use a separate lease option agreement and a separate rental agreement with the tenant buyer?
No.
What form do I use when it's time to extend tenant buyer rental agreement before the end of a 12-month period?
Okay, you use the form on our Gold Club site, the lease option agreement with a table of contents that has the lease and the option. That's 2 separate agreements. And when it comes time to extend it, all you need to do is send an email to your tenant buyer saying, I am extending the agreement for X number of period of time, and that's all you need to do.
All right, that's easy enough. Okay, next is from Mark Reiger from North Carolina.
Mark?
My mother is widowed, 96 years old.
Wow.
She's owned her house for more than 50 years.
Uh-huh.
Current title is both her and dad.
Okay.
TRS, which is a living trust set up in 1994.
Mm-hmm.
She's currently in assisted living for 4 years and did not sell the house. She has 3 children, and he's already listened to the number 17 land trust lesson video. Wondering if transfer to land trust is prudent or if implications if dies and is beneficiary.
Mark, this is a question you're going to have to sit down with an attorney to get answered. There's no way I have enough information to help you, and I am not up on the law where you live anyway, so I don't even want to try to render an answer on that. There's too many facts left out, so go see your attorney.
Okay. All right, another one from Anthony Bunce from New York.
Anthony?
I wanted to target homeowners that have had a recent lease pendes pre-foreclosure filed against the property. I wanted to try to buy these properties subject to the existing mortgages, but this Home Equity Theft Prevention Act has me a little concerned. Can you give me any guidance on this issue? From my understanding, it looks like a homeowner has the right to take back the property up to 2 years after the sale if they feel they have been defrauded, which looks very open-ended.
Yeah. What's the state that Anthony?
New York.
New York. Anthony, I'm going to have to give you the same question I gave the last time. I don't know New York law when it comes to foreclosures. This is a question for your New York real estate attorney. As far as targeting people in foreclosure, however, I don't think you're going to like the end result of that, because in today's market, they don't even get filed on until they're, gee whiz, months and months and months behind. And if your goal is to take over the debt subject to, you're not going to like the numbers. They're so far behind, there's no real exit strategy unless you're going to get an awful lot of equity in it. For example, if I got a $400,000 house and they owe $350 on the mortgage, but they're 2 years behind on the payments, they literally could have more owed on it than it's worth. So what's my plan? I've got no equity. I cannot get enough from a tenant buyer even to make up the payments that have to be made up before I can put one in there. So the numbers just don't make sense. Now, there's always properties that you can get in foreclosure that have a lot of equity and where that's overridden because there's enough equity in it where I can actually pay the bank and still have plenty left over, but that's the rare case, that's not the norm. And in any state, for all of you listening, in any state, people in foreclosure are a protected species. You should know the rules where you live before you intentionally target people in foreclosure. For example, if you live in Washington area, Washington State, you cannot target people in foreclosure. It is literally against the law to solicit people that are in foreclosure. So learn the rules where you live, and there's 50 states, so I can't know them all.
All right, Ron, well, you gave a lot of work to the attorneys today.
I did. I should get a commission, shouldn't I?
Yes.
Okay.
That's all we have from our students.
I want you guys to know that Sunday morning I'm getting in an RV with my wife Beverly and my dog Ruby and my grandson Jesse. So if you never see me again, you'll know why. We're going to go out and hit the road for a month. Now I am going to be sending you ongoing videos of wherever we're at. So you could consider this one of them travel shows you see on television. I'll give you a report everywhere I go. We're going all the way up through Nashville, and I'm gonna fish in Nashville. We're going up to Mount Rushmore, Yellowstone, Grand Tetons, and going to Branson, Missouri, and Colorado, and wherever else we get to. So stay tuned, and if you care, you'll see what's going on my RV trip that I've been promising my wife for 40 years. So it's time to get it over with. See you soon.
Now, will you still answer their questions if they write in?
I'll answer your questions from the road. I'm going to be looking for something to do.
All right, guys.
All right. Bye.